Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Cuda is grateful to you for inviting us to this meeting to discuss topical issues pertaining to credit unions. Cuda was formed in 2003. It's owned by and represents many of the largest credit unions in the country, and also provides a wide range of support services to them and to a growing number of credit unions throughout the country. My name is Kevin Johnson. I'm CEO of Cuda, and I'm joined by my colleague Elaine Lark, who is our Head of Legal and Compliance. I think you have a copy of the slides, so I'll just talk you through those. The blueprint for the future of the credit unions in Ireland is set out in the report of the Commission on Credit Unions published back in April of 2012, which resulted in the Credit Union Act of 2012. The Commission report provided a factual insight into the financial position of credit unions. It looked at international best practice and presented its views on where the credit union movement in Ireland should be headed. It went on to make proposals for stabilising and restructuring the sector and for strengthening the legislative and regulatory frameworks, including an improved governance regime. We are now on the final stage of implementation of that Act, which should see the introduction of a tiered regulatory framework. Unfortunately, we are not getting that, and this deviation has the potential to place the credit union movement in jeopardy. Cuda works with credit unions to help them develop their business models in line with their requirement to remain viable and relevant. These business models reflect the needs of the credit union members. Like the Commission, we realise that not all business models are or will be the same. The Commission envisaged an environment that offered a flexible approach to the regulation of credit unions that would assist credit unions in determining the business model they wish to adopt going forward. Some examples are illustrated there on slide 3 for you. It was to allow some credit unions to continue to offer basic savings and loans, but also allow other credit unions to develop and offer a greater range of services, so long as they have the necessary scale and they comply with the specific additional requirements. This is what is meant by a tiered regulatory framework. While sharing the same ethos, values and principles, the business models of credit unions vary as they are driven by the needs of their respective members. And slide 4 demonstrates the breadth of needs that exist, and these can be categorised across personal, business and community needs. Cuda is supporting credit unions achieve their clear vision of helping members become financially independent through access to financial services, financial products and financial education. Cuda has identified a spectrum of cooperation which ranges from knowledge sharing right through to the good work of the REBO team who support the credit unions who wish to merge. In 2011, Cuda developed the Credit Union Support Platform. Building on that success, Cuda introduced a shared compliance and risk management officer service, and now a series of exciting and innovative projects are ongoing under the auspices of the Solution Centre. But there is little point in working on expanding these services if we do not have an enabling regulatory and legislative framework that supports the development of enhanced business models. Credit unions have taken on significant change, and the quid pro quo was there would be a tiered regulatory system. Unfortunately, the Central Bank is now choosing to deviate from the Commission's recommendations. New regulations for credit unions following CP88 primarily focus on minimising or eliminating risk to the detriment of the appropriate development and evolution of the sector. In conclusion, the vast majority of credit unions are financially sound, compliant, competent and ready to provide more services to more people. It's time to recognise that fact and to allow them to do what they do best, which is to offer the services that their members rightly expect from a modern credit union. Strangling credit unions with overzealous regulation will see their demise and force credit union members to switch to more expensive banks. There is a simple answer to this dilemma. Before Minister Noonan allows further rules come into effect by commencing the remaining sections of the 2012 Act, he should conduct a review on how the Commission's recommendations are being implemented and whether the legislation and regulations reflect the current needs of credit union members. This will afford the opportunity to ensure that there are no unintended consequences and that all the good work of all the stakeholders is not unravelled. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you.